Hello and welcome to the Art Hitman. I'm Perry McCants and today I'm going to show you how to draw Woody from Toy Story. Alright, now let's begin drawing Woody. Now for Woody, as you see and notice, the paper is going to be, instead of landscape, it's going to be portrait. Let's go ahead and start by giving ourselves a little border, as I always put in, and do the top and bottom. And of course divide the page in half. Give us understanding from right to left what's going on. And please help me get 40 likes and 8 comments for the how to draw videos. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and start. What I'm gonna do is move down to about here, and you wanna put a mark here, and you wanna put another mark here. Just like this. The reason why we're doing this is because Woody is wearing a hat. So we kind of want to get a range of where everything is. So you want to come out just to about almost the edge of the paper, but not too far. You want to make an arc come around like this. And then stop. And you want to come around to get to the front side. And where I have this line drawn, that's where the front of his hat's going to be. So if you notice, I'm kind of going on an angle here. And you're going to do the same thing we did on this side, Kind of take your finger and let the edge be there. Mark it. And just swing a little curve around just like that. And you can go all the way around if you want and make it the hugest oval on an angle as you can make it. We're gonna come back up to the top and do the top of his hat. So let's go ahead and create a border. So you're gonna put a line that comes into about here, across and on an angle like this. And as I always say, if you want to be a little bit more accurate, you can take your index and your thumb and just check it. You notice here I'm able to go to both sides and they're pretty even. Come up through the top of his hat, and this is where you're going to put the top portion of his hat in. Come up here, angle it. You want to do a line here, go up, and then you're going to come down simply to the other side, just like this. And how you measure it, you come through the hat down to where the end of his head is going to be, and you mark it right there. Alright, now we have Woody's hat established. We're going to go ahead and start with his head shape. Now his head is going to come to about the corner here. We're going to mark it. This is the top of his head is going to come in. And we're going to just put a big oval in like this here. Just come all the way down and then come around to the other side. Now what's going to happen is we're going to have to kind of gauge it or measure it from the edge of his hat here. And his head's going to come about here. So we're going to put a line in here for his ear. This is going to be where his jaw is going to go. So swing this around. If you notice, you follow this around my finger. We got his head shape in here. For his ear, is going to bleed past where this line is, like so. And just bring that around. Now, after you've gotten that established, the back of his hair is going to come behind his ear. Okay. Now notice I have a line going straight through here. This is if Woody was frontal, but because he's 3/4, we're going to take a line and bring it here and go down to the bottom of his chin. Then we're going to put his eye line in. His eye line is going to come in where his ear, top of his ear is, and then the bottom of his ear is where his nose is going to end. That's how you can gauge between the two. Okay. So we have everything in place in terms of his hat and his head. Now for his neck, of course he's a toy, so we're going to come in just where this line is centered, or the 3/4 line. We're going to come in with a line like this, come down a little bit, and come over here. His neck is very thin. Then we want to do is put an oval shape for where his shirt, or I should say, sorry, he has a collar that comes in around about like here, and it's a tie in the back of it. So you just put like a little circle or half circle right here, and then kind of sketch a tie in, and then come around. Then the other side of it here, and bring that close to right here. Now, we're gonna come down here later. We're gonna go ahead and put some facial features in so that way we know where we are and we don't lose touch of the process. Now, we're gonna go ahead and start with his eyes. His eyes are very close to the edge of his head, so we're gonna go ahead and draw a circle for Woody's eyes. And it's gonna come close together to the center line. Now, where the center line is, you want to put his nose line in and then arc that around, just almost like Pinocchio, but not quite. And you can stop it there and then go to, put your finger here right next to this eye and mark it for where his other eye is going to go. And you're going to put this in, just like this. And try and match the other eye as much as possible. Although it is 3/4, it's going to move back in space to be slightly smaller. Once you've gotten that established, we're going to go ahead and put his iris in. So you can take a line and put it here, and then put another one. Actually, it's almost right here where the center line is. I'm going to put his iris in. Drop that in like that. You're going to put the other one right here. And then you want to go in the center and kind of darken it in just a little bit. Put a highlight there for the glare. And do the same thing with his left eye. Now, we're going to immediately go to his eyebrows. His eyebrow is just above the eye. And he's going to come up just like this. And right now you just want to put a simple sketch line in and darken it and thicken it as it comes up to the edge where the nose line is. Meet that. Then for here, you want to come up like this and around the eye. Just like that. Now, I'm going to come down and put the edge of his face in. So come down with the line that comes in towards the eye. Back out again for the cheek, because he is smiling. Then come straight down. And he has a very round chin, so we're going to round that chin off. Come back to the other side. And then come up near the ear and stop. Now for the nose is real simple. Just come off to the edge like this, come over past the center line, and then you're going to come up. Lightly put it in with your pencil as much as possible. Come off of that center line, and he has another line that comes in, and this is kind of like a shadow line that wraps around like this. Okay. Off of this, you want to put his smile in so you can have a little curve that curves like this, and you just come around just like this here. Now we're going to deal with his mouth. You're going to come down a bit. I'll say maybe about a finger's length. Mark it, and because he has a pretty wide smile, and it comes up to the other side just like this. And then you can loop this around for where the curve of his mouth is. Come up to the other side. Repeat the same thing and come off the edge like that. For the bottom portion of his mouth, come down as low, not too low where the chin is, because the chin is kind of big, so you're gonna come halfway. Put that smile in just like that. All right, and then we'll drop his teeth in, bring his teeth across just like so. And then his tongue, you put his tongue in. And then just a simple line under his bottom lip hairs. Now he has a hairline and everything going on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in and raise this up just a little bit so we can see his hair a little bit more and above the eyebrow. And you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. All right, so we're gonna come out to the outside, and right above his eyebrow, he's gonna have hair that's gonna come up and stop right here. Then there's another piece of hair that comes down, and it's going to go up like this, and it's going to go back around. We're going to stop it here, and then we're going to come over to this side and continue that hair and bring it down and put his sideburn in, which comes on the side of his face a little bit, just about where the half line of his ear is, and continue that around his ear. Bring the shape down like this. Now, bring the back side of his hair up a little bit. For his hat, all we have to do now is loop this around like this, wrap it around the hair we've drawn, bring that in, and then come right around that head and let the line go past there a little bit. All right. So now we have Woody's hair. It curves around to go under, and then he has another line that swoops in for the other part of his hair. And if you want to, add just a tiny hint of the other part of his hair. Right there. And of course on the side you have a line that comes down like this, and then another one for a thicker piece of hair. Now we're going to move over to his ear. His ear has a part that loops around like this. Stop it. And then it comes up in the middle and then back down. And then there's another little piece that goes right here. Now, for his teeth, he has simple lines here. We can come in over, put a center line in here, here, and then one more. Now, we're gonna come back up to his hat. Now, for around the rim of his hat, he has what I call bob wire. If you ever seen bob wire, they kind of rotate and go on an angle. So I'll help you out there. And it starts here with a loop, and we'll draw this in. Just follow along with me. It's like a C. Put a C shape here. It's going to come up, or at this point, because it's close to the head, put another one here. So just make maybe 3 C's. Just like this. Now for the 4th C, it changes. It goes from that to a simple line that kind of comes around and goes through the border of his hat. So what you're going to do is you're going to have this shape that goes up and around, down through it and around. And this shape or this pattern repeats all the way across the front of his hat. So this is a fun exercise here. You come down and through, down and then through again, and you repeat this all the way across the hat. And what this does is it helps you be consistent with shapes and things that are kind of a weave pattern, if you will, for his hat. Do the same thing, and then when you get to the edge, guess what? It wraps around and it repeats that kind of circle shape again, just like this. And then go around the back side doing the same thing. Circle, half circle, half circle. Okay? Now we can move on down to the rest of his top, or the portion of his body. And he has a collar in, so we're gonna draw the collar. Have the collar come up, go down, kind of go around to the back. And then put this little arc in like this. I'm gonna repeat the same thing for the other side, but the only difference is you don't see this because it goes back into space here. So we'll go ahead and draw that. Go up a little higher, of course. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and put his shoulders in. And it's very narrow. He doesn't have broad shoulders because, of course, because he's a toy, he has a very kind of skinny body. Or skinny, not kind of. And so we're gonna drop that down. And we're gonna put his border in. He has shoulders, or I should say a vest. This is a vest that comes out and it has this kind of going like this. So you put arcs here. See where my pencil's going, and follow that around. And then underneath here is gonna come out. You're gonna follow the vest off the bottom of the page. Do the same thing for the other side. It's gonna come from under the collar and go off the page. Now for his arms, just simply go out of this portion here and go right off the page. A little curve around like this, and then do the same thing for this arm. Make sure it's as even as possible. Now, we can go back and add a little detail on this because it looks like this is tied. You can have that go back like this. Let's sketch that in. And of course for this side you don't see it because it's on the outside, and you can just have a little line coming like this. Wrap this around. Bring this in for a border. A line here. And we could put the pattern in. Put a pattern in, a line here, and a line here. So put 3 lines in, and then you want to come across just like this. 1, 2, and then you already have one here. And repeat the same thing for his shoulder. You want to put a shirt line in here. And you want to do 1, 2, and then 3, of course, is on the edge. We don't see it. Then you can come up top like this and like this. Then of course carry that around like this. And then do the same thing for this side. Have one line here, and then another one that comes here. And then have that line. Do the same thing. Now, of course he has a sheriff's badge that kind of bleeds over this. So let me move this area out. Give enough space for Woody's badge. Just put a line here really quick and here. Now for his badge, it's going to be a star. So what we're going to do is make a star. Go like this, like this. I don't know how many of you have done this over and over again in your sketches where you drew a star that has, let me see, for it to be accurate, count the sides. Once I do this, I'll count the sides and then I'll be able to tell you. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides to it. Now this is like a sheriff's badge. So what we're going to do is go ahead and put in circles on the edge, just like this. All right, come in, up, and create the border. It's already done for us. So come right on around and complete this, go in, and follow this shape all the way around. And then in the center, you can put sheriff in there. All right, close that back up. Now he has a couple of buttons that I want to add that goes in between the lines. So you just put a circle here and put a circle within a circle. And then of course this one we're not going to see because it's going off the page. Now, lastly, he has looks like almost like a cow pattern on here. So we're going to just put random shapes here. You can do this however you feel. This is the fun freedom part. So you just go in here and just do this. And then put another one here maybe. And then for the other side, right up on the shoulder. And then the bottom portion part right here. And then you can just shade this in. And just shade the other ones in because they're solid. And do the same thing here. And then the other one here. Now, if you've drawn up with me up to this point, you've just drawn Woody from Toy Story. What I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to erase it, make it look all clean and clear. And if you want to take a look at it at the end of the video, feel free to pause it.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe by clicking this round button at the bottom. Also, click one of the 2 videos at the top. Please like this video, tell a friend, and share it on Facebook. Thank you.
The Art Hitman